Hello, I'm Davey Fernandez, and I'm your host for the first ever Vitality Health pageant. Let me give you some background info on our organization. Vitality Enterprises was founded in 1987 by Hikaru Kikuchi. Kikuchi grew the company to one of the health and beauty industry's leaders. During this growth, Vitality experienced some issues with their management processes and controls. Consequently, the board decided to bring in Beth Williams to work alongside Kikuchi as CEO. Beth decided to place a recently hired James Hoffman, VP of Human Resources, in charge of Vitality's performance management evaluation team. Hoffman focused on Vitality's methods of recognizing hard work, which he believed was the cause of Vitality's decline in innovation. The way he and his team approached this problem was to institute a bell curve so that managers could only reward the high performers and not reward low achievers. However, this caused some issues that Hoffman had to deal with. Now Hoffman is left to determine a new method of encouraging innovation and hard work. But enough about that, let's get on to our pageant. Since Vitality Health Enterprises is a company focused on inner and outer beauty, we thought it would be appropriate to have an employee represent Mr. or Mrs. Vitality Health. These 3 employees have been selected from 3 facets of our organization to compete for this title. These employees represent our engineering department, marketing department, and our secretarial staff. This part of our competition is to see how fast our contestants can think on their feet. Our first contestant is John Smith. He received a doctoral degree from Georgia Tech, and as you know, Vitality has recently struggled to maintain its position as an industry leader in innovation, and there has been as notable increases in employee turnover, especially among some of the highly talented research scientists as yourself. Could you tell me how Vitality Health Enterprises could solve this problem?
A common problem along the original evaluation process was that the teams whose whole group came together and were successful were required to have similar ranking distribution to another team whose members might not have worked well together and weren't as effective. This resulted where one worker might have gotten a ranking of achiever in a more successful group but received less of a reward than the second worker who might have gotten a ranking of top achiever, even though the first worker did a better job but had to be placed into a lower ranking because of the allotted amount of top achievers that there could be. A possible way to combat this would be to have a secondary scale based on the success of a team, where the more successful teams were rewarded more than the teams that failed to live up to their expectations. For example, an achiever in a top tier team would make as much or more than a top achiever in a bottom tier team. This way, the members who help contribute to a successful team effort would still be recognized even if they weren't necessarily the standout in their group.
Thank you very much for your answer. Our next contestant is Mr. Bill Todd. He received his GED last year after attending Jonesboro Alternative High School and is currently now our CEO Beth Williams' personal secretary. How would you answer this same question?
Thank you. So I just want everything to be fair. I believe every employee should be ranked on a level from 1 to 8. 1 being an intern and 8 being the CEO. Now for each level, they could have a set pay grade. So that way there would be no employees feeling that they're having unfair pay grade. With everyone at the same level, everyone would be a lot more competitive and really enjoy their work a lot more. So in that atmosphere, everyone would really be more innovative and that would solve a lot of problems. I know from my past experiences, I've seen that when I'm not worrying about my salary, I'm always really happy and just excited about my work that I'm doing. So I feel like that's the best way to just be objective and really focus on your own salary.
Thank you very much for your answer. Our next contestant is Miss Johnson. She received her master's degree in marketing from University of Georgia, but believe it or not, she still is fairly intelligent. How would you answer the same question?
One problem with Vitality's incentive program is that employees were less likely to perform duties outside their job description, since these responsibilities weren't part of their review and they weren't necessarily going to get rewarded for them. A solution for this would be to add a category to the review that rewards employees for doing extra responsibilities. Also, the managers were only allowed to reward a certain number of each ranking, which restricted them, so some continued to submit uniform rankings, and HR had to change the rankings while being less familiar with the employees. This could be solved by holding seminars for both employees and managers to explain the new process so that they better understand which rankings suit which employees. This will give employees more incentive to get a higher rank if they understand what they have to do in order to get that rank. Also, the managers should have an unlimited number of each ranking and should be trusted to give the appropriate rank. This will allow more flexibility and won't force distribution to either side of the scale. This way, also, an employee will receive a ranking based on their performance, not the number of employees the manager was supposed to rank in that
All have
category.
provided excellent answers. However, I can only choose one of you to be Mr. or Mrs. Vitality Health. I believe Ms. Johnson's ideas will solve our employee problems, and I shall crown her Miss Vitality Health. Congratulations.
Thank you.